Good morning and welcome to the August 2017 DAD Graduate Showcase. We happy to be here? Yeah? Hey, awesome. My name is Peter Satulli. I'm a course director in the Digital Arts and Design program. I teach the final portfolio class. Spent the last month with these guys, helping them get here. We're ready to show you some of their work. You ready? Yeah. All right, let's give a big hand to our first presenter, Mr. Dominique Silva.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, students, classmates, well, that's the same thing, friends, family, everyone online. My name is Dominique Silva, and let's get this started. All right. I am a colorist, drone operator, and a special effects artist. I'm from Washington, D.C. Here's a little bit about me. Like I said, I'm from Washington, D.C. I came to Full Sail probably around I think 4 years ago. So it's been quite a while here. I got into painting when I came here. I've had a couple fashion shows. I've done a lot since I've been here, so it's truly been a blessing being here. But let's get into it. My first project was branding for a track and field retail company called Speed Inc. I did this logo here. It's supposed to resemble like a foot in like mid-stride or like a track runner stance. And it represents like growth and moving forward and all that good stuff that you want to keep in mind when you're running track and field. The first one here is the grand opening poster that I did for it, the mailer that I did for it as well. Is once again playing with the shape of the foot and the track runner stance and all that good stuff. Here are a couple of different tag variations that I created for it. Once again playing with the logo and everything like that. Here is a mobile app that I did for it. I chose the colors yellow and magenta. That way it's playing on with the masculine and feminine colors. It's not really tailored to one audience. I try to keep it universal. A whole bunch of track-related things here, such as like the shoe of the month, the top 10 tracks, a lot of featured things, store locations, up-and-coming events, and things like that. Okay, on to our my next project, which is branding for a company called Girl God. It's basically this right here is the logo and like merchandise for the Girl God brand, which is a children's book empowering young women. And this is the children's book that I actually created for it. Okay, the next project that I did is it was an introduction to a music video. And what I did right here is I took this footage here, which is a drone footage that I did, and combined it with the next slide, which is a pan-up shot of the actual artist. So this is the drone footage right here. I'm gonna go ahead and play this. All right, so that's the drone footage. This is the pan-up shot right here. And then this is how I combine the two. And that is what I did for that. All right, and thank you. Thank you, guys. And last but not least, my demo reel for this class. Here you go. Here it goes. We're gonna play. All right, thank you guys very much. That was it. All right, our next presenter is Carlos Moreno.
Hello, everybody. I'm Carlos Moreno. I was born and raised in Venezuela, in the city of Caracas, and I moved here to pursue my program on becoming a multimedia designer. Well, this is just a small part of everything that's kept me going the past years. Got some friends and family to come over here. My mom is over here from really far. Big shout out. Yeah, and I also want to appreciate the support of my father. We've been together since day one on this. So let's get to it. First up is Glide. This is my first project. It's a traveling app that fixes all your organization problems. It has instant access to bookings, dates, times, and prices. So I got some identity elements here. We got a cover letter, envelopes, and business cards on top. And then I created an advertisement campaign for this. The challenge for this campaign was to identify the most common negatives of traveling and solve it with the app. Our slogan is, "We'll help you glide through it," as in providing an easy and effortless solution to these negatives. The poster in the middle just serves to reinforce the brands and has some positive keywords to it. Up next, we can see a website mock-up. Wait. We can see here the landing page, and then the functionality of the app, where I explain the 3 basic sections that you can work through it. And then you see the advantages of the app. It's mostly a very informative website for people to download it. So if you scroll down, you find customer service section for those with issues, and then a subscription for a newsletter. So, and then this is the real thing, the app. So you got here the login screen. You see here flights, hotels, and activities. In the flight section, you can look for flights, manage the bookings, and filter through prices. In the hotel section, you can search for hotels, including with filter and price range and rating. And in the activities, you got different activities for different sections. In the side menu, you see the navigation, which will help you get to the calendar and the map. This is all built in, and it's supposed to, fix all these traveling problems and get into only one application for it instead of multiple applications. My second project is called Bistro 286. It's a small restaurant that serves Latin fusion cuisine based on Venezuelan cuisine. I did a menu here on the left side, serving from arepa chips to hallacas, and then I got some business cards on the right side. On this one, you can see the staff shirt, table tent, and all other pickup items from the restaurant. Then you see a visual mock-up of the homepage. I wanted to develop the feel of the restaurant so people can understand what we are and who we are, and kind of get that vibe. So up next is Tree. It's a creative agency that I created. It specializes in marketing, branding, and production. Each circle of this logo represents one of these fields, and combined, these logos create a sprout, which portrays the birth and growth of the idea. Here we can see some identity elements behind the agency, and the business cards being on the top right side. Here we have the preview of the landing page and our slogan. On the next one, we have the About page, which I combined the logo process and the concept behind us, trying to explain the work ethic and importance of process. That's my project. And then my last thing I'm going to show you guys is my demo reel. compilation of my student projects and personal projects that I did all throughout. Hope you enjoy. All right, thank you guys. I want to say a special thanks to Full Sail faculty and staff, especially the very talented instructors that we had the pleasure to learn from. I know some of you are here. I can't see you that well, but I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to contact me at the end. We'll be here. So next up, we got Ariel Dornellas.
Thank you, Carlos. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here with us on this Thursday morning. I'm Ariel. A little bit about me. I'm a photographer and an artist. I've grown up in Florida for my entire life, basically. And I'm playing ukulele in a band, and I sing, and I like to do lots of different things. My first project is titled Dreams of Terpsichore. For this concept, I was inspired by the Cirque du Soleil, as well as the Art Nouveau movement and beauty and surreal absurdity of pinup photography and experimental films. Terpsichore was one of the 9 muses, who is the goddess of dance and chorus. She's often depicted with a lyre or lyra, which is a musical instrument. For my reinterpretation, I had my friend Lauren, who is an acrobat and aerialist, come in to do some shots in our green screen room. And for the project, I had her dreaming of fish dancing in the sky while dancing herself upon the aerialist instrument called the lyra. This is the video, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. For my next project, we were instructed to come up with an alternate jacket design for the book, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I chose to create a layout which would reference the tea and cookies throughout the story. I guessed that many of my classmates would be using Illustrator for this assignment, so I brainstormed other ways to represent my idea and eventually settled on a combination of photography and typography. So this is the book jacket laid out flat. I chose to combine traditional serif and sans serif texts and use a whimsical display face to relate the fantasy aspects of the story. I found the cookies at a supermarket and placed them on Bristol paper for the photos, and I composited the images of cookies and crumbs, the hand lettering, and tea stains in Photoshop. I felt the high-key, life-size image draws the audience to the story, which is as tempting as dessert. The photo's hyper-realistic qualities contrast the fantasy elements of the story, highlighting them and possibly making the tall tale feel almost believable. For my next project, I came up with a concept. I'm an event photographer, and I really enjoy live music. And so I wanted to create a project that brought to use some of the photos that I've collected from the past several years working as a photographer. The concept I came up with became Venue. It's a live performance streaming app similar to Netflix or Hulu. And I'm going to first show you a couple short video ads, which I created for a publication on YouTube or Instagram, and then I'll walk you through the rest of the project. Also for this service, I created a print campaign which included a magazine ad, a direct mailer, and a poster. On the left there, you can see the magazine ad. It includes the tagline, "Don't miss a moment," where the viewer can learn that you can watch live performances on this streaming service. The direct mailer in the center is the front and back, and on there you see that you can forget about the FOMO because you're not going to miss out. Venue's got you covered. And then the poster on the left advertises a singular event where Kaylee Baker and the Groove Orient will be live at Will's Pub, so you can enjoy that. I also created an app for this service, similar to the Netflix app, where you would be able to watch your favorite live stream performances and also discover new kinds of live music and genres that you would enjoy. Thank you for coming to my showcase and viewing all of our work. Please enjoy my demo reel.
I've been calling you for about 2 days now, and I believe it's a match, darling. You can make it nice. Call me back. Ciao, ciao.
All right, thank you, everyone. I'd like to introduce our next designer. This is actually my contact information. I'll be around after the show. If you'd like a business card, I'll be here. Our next designer has a great sense of humor and also great taste in donuts. Please welcome Erin Modica.
I do have great taste in donuts. Hi, my name is Erin Modica. I am a graphic designer and illustrator. Thank you, everyone who's here today. I know it's early. Thank you, everyone who's watching online, especially Justin, who lives in Portland, Oregon, where it is 8 a.m. He's been up since 7, and that's love. So before I get started, I wanted to give thanks to all of the people who have not only gotten me through the last 3 years, but really through this crazy roller coaster of a life that I'm living. Thank you to my friends who truly operate as more of a family. They just give me a tremendous amount of love and support, and you guys are the best. To my family, my parents and my siblings, to be honest, I don't really have the proper words to say to you. You guys are amazing. I don't know how to tell you how grateful I am for you. And I think that Beyonce said it best, honestly. She said that my mama gave me good home training, my daddy taught me how to love my haters, my sister taught me how to speak my mind, and my man makes me feel so damn fine. Of course, in this scenario, my man is my cat, so... His name is Dallas, and he tells me I'm beautiful every day. He inspired this first project. What is better than tacos and cats? I'll tell you, it's literally nothing. Literally nothing. And you know that's true because when you put these words together, they are the same backwards and forwards, an obvious indication that they are coded in perfection from start to finish. This is also known as a literary device called a palindrome, which is the focus for this restaurant's menu. With each taco's name, they are built with a balance of ingredients that delivers quality and flavor from start to finish. Menu items like the Dr. Awkward, the Damn It, I'm Mad, and the Step on No Pets, which is a vegan taco, because I gotta look out for my vegans, are displayed on a menu designed to match the lighthearted attitude of the restaurant, using bright colors and a funky pattern featuring a few ingredients and a crazed kitty. They've also got a to-go bag prominently featuring the restaurant's logo and pattern, which is popular among the people who consistently order from Uber Eats and Postmates, aka me. All jokes aside, though, I should mention that this restaurant has gotten a few inquiries about the kind of meat that they're using in their tacos. So let me be clear, they do not, and I repeat, they do not serve catfish, all right? Because it isn't funny and they aren't monsters and catfish is gross anyways. So I'm glad that we got that out of the way. They also have a complete stationery set and business cards for sending out mail for incoming employees. They also provide all of their servers with a branded notepad for taking orders, truly rounding out this unique experience. This next project is near and dear to my heart. The concept comes from my own struggle with anxiety and depression and years of trying to find alternative solutions to medication. This project is, of course, in no way suggesting that medication isn't a perfectly acceptable solution. It's just my opinion that it's not the answer for everything. It took me a long time to learn what worked for me, and that comes paired with a combination of things. However, the concept for this revolves around the fact that I am most at peace with myself when I'm being consumed by art. It's also inevitably what brought me to Full Sail and how this project came to be. Blank Box is a monthly subscription club that is specifically curated for people who experience anxiety and depression. It arrives in the form of its namesake, a blank box, which then reveals inside another blank box, or so it appears. Each box is meant to be taken apart and flattened, revealing a pattern that changes monthly and is meant to be colored in with the provided color pencils and crayons. Everything else that is inside the box also changes depending on the person who receives it, as each customer completes a survey of their likes and dislikes prior to placing their order, and each time they get a box, they can leave feedback about what they got, how it was helpful to them, allowing each box and themselves the opportunity to get better with every passing month. Blank Box also comes with a thank you card explaining that every customer can go online to their website and make a donation to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and the Trevor Project. Every donation made is matched by Blank Box because they truly believe that life is a shared experience, and the most helpful thing we can do for one another is simply be present and listen. My next project is called Seemingly Random Press, and it's inspired by my love for typography and greeting cards that don't have any specific use. Sometimes it's fun to just buy a bunch of cards that you can pick up at any given moment to fill out for a friend. You know, something that isn't for a birthday you almost forgot, or a holiday, or one of these babies everybody keeps having. It's a card just because. Some are fun and lighthearted. Some are emotional. Some are a little bit morbid, but still kind of fun. I really love typography and experimenting with hand lettering, and I can't wait to make more of these in the future. All right, my final project is called Sweet Tooth Cider Company and is inspired by my appreciation for versatile cider companies. In the last year, I realized that I have a sensitivity to gluten, and I realized this because I was drinking a lot of beer. Not like I have a problem a lot, but like enough that I always felt terrible. So in order to not feel like I was dying every time I had a drink, I switched to cider, and I almost immediately felt better. Sweet Tooth Cider is designed to be the liquid equivalent of the person who is always the life of the party. They're bright, they're pretty, and they're wearing a lot of floral. They come in a variety of flavors, but the first 4 to be rolled out are cherry, apple, peach, and strawberry daiquiri, which is the strongest and sweetest of the bunch. When visiting their brewery right here in Orlando, Florida, you can order a pitcher or grab yourself a flight of all 4 members of the family tree. Every event is promoted by an event poster using their bright color palette and collage techniques to entice their potential customers into coming out and having a fantastic time with them. Stay sweet, y'all. Thank you again so much for coming out today. My name is Erin Modica. Please feel free to contact me or talk to me after the show. And again, thank you to my friends, family, and all of the incredible instructors for the last 3 years. I wasn't always a perfect student, but you've all treated me with patience and relentless torture. Looking at you, Omar, I see you over there. And I love each and every one of you for it. Up next, we have the very talented designer who has the coolest name out of all of us, the one, the only, Matthew Moon.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming out here today. As I'm sure you've guessed by now, my name is Matthew W. Moon. I'm a multimedia artist primarily focused in 2D and 3D motion graphics. Before we take a look at my work, I'd like to thank a few people. First off, my mother, Carol, my father, Michael, and my little sister, Carolina. The sheer amount of support you guys have given me over the past 2 years would be enough to send a man to the moon. I can never, ever thank you enough for the weekly Skype calls home, the critiques, both asked for and not, and the endless amount of emotional support. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I'd also like to thank my friends, both here and online, Leo, Felix, Ash, Diane, Edwin, Allie, and countless others. You've all helped shape who I am as an artist. My voice is a reflection of not just myself, but also of you. Thank you. Lastly, I'd like to thank my colleagues and my professors here. Anna, Riley, Victoria. I've been with you guys for nearly 2 years now, and I cannot wait to see what you guys make for the world. To my professors here, too large in number to thank individually, thank you for helping us all become great artists, designers, photographers, editors, and everything else. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here, for sure. We hope we can make you proud. All right, that's enough sappery. Let's take a look at some cool stuff. The first project I'd like to share with you guys is a credit sequence for a fictional TV show called Fractured Light. A large portion of modern media these days includes shows hosted off of cable TV. These shows have a bit more freedom as to what they can broadcast, and as such have gone with more and more creative title sequences. A few of these shows, like Westworld, American Gods, or Game of Thrones, will take a concept or object related to the show and use it as a backdrop for the opening credits. I wanted to mimic this effect for the show I created, called Fractured Light. It's a sci-fi fantasy show where the world and technology is powered by these aqua-colored crystals. The premise for the show is that these crystals are fading, and the gems are shattering. The protagonist must find out why, and put a stop to it before the light fades completely. Here are some storyboards I sketched out to get an idea of what exactly I wanted to do with the opening, as well as a few sample sketches for what the opening logo might look like. This is the program I used to create the show opening itself. These are all individual cameras that I shot, that I used to get the opening shots I wanted. This took more time than I'd like to admit to render. There's about 10 cameras in there, each having a unique perspective to create a kind of abstract feeling based off of this relatively simple model. And this is the final result, including credits for the 3 main actors. Thank you. This next project was to create a children's TV show network. I wanted to create a short video called a logo bump, as well as play around a bit with motion tracking for this project. The logo bump is often played between shows or shortly after commercials to help remind the kids and the parents which channel they're watching. And it helps to introduce upcoming shows, too. The motion tracking video is something called a tertiary asset. It's used to keep kids' interest between shows. I based my network on the story The Little Prince, which is a story about a young prince who sails through the stars, meeting interesting people and seeing interesting places. I wanted to keep with the themes of Victorian-era pirate ships, as well as keeping bright and vibrant colors. This logo was the first pass at designing what I wanted to use for broadcast. I wanted to incorporate the rose from the story The Little Prince, but I ended up simplifying it a little bit just to make sure everything was streamlined and not too overtly complicated. This is the motion tracking asset I created. This sort of technique could be used in any smartphone you see today. This asset itself could be used by kids in a streaming app to make sure they look around their playroom, see where exactly this logo would be, that kind of thing. And here's the final logo bumper. This was one of the earliest projects I created in 3D, and I had an immense amount of fun figuring out how to make this thing work. Thank you. The final project I'd like to share with you guys is from a class where we were taught how to design a stage for a live show, set up a projector for use during that show, then project the video onto the stage. This effect is called projection mapping and offers a lot more versatility and cost effectiveness when compared to using traditional LED screens and traditional lighting effects. For this project, we were able to choose the song we wanted and create whatever sort of video assets we liked. I chose a song from an artist that inspired me during my stay here and wanted to emulate how the song made me feel when I first listened to it. The song immediately made me visualize surreal but vibrant landscapes in low polygon styles, combined with bright, vibrant colors. I wanted to create a sense of depth on the stage and kind of get rid of the feeling that it's just a flat screen. Here are a couple sketches for the initial stage here on the far left. In the middle, these are a couple of the colors I wanted to consider using. And on the far right, we have both an Adobe Illustrator layout of the stage and an initial 3D model to help kind of visualize what we were going for. Here are some of the first passes I did at creating the assets. It was really fun, again, playing in 3D to make these cool low polygon styles. Unfortunately, the final product for the show was about a 2-foot by 2-foot poster board model. Those don't really have the shelf life required to bring it here on stage today. And I think it would be a little bit awkward for everyone to kind of clump around and try to view this little tiny model. So instead, I did the next best thing. I created a model in 3D, remasked all of the assets to the fake model, and then simulated the projector. Would you like to see it? All right. Enjoy.
I'm here for you. Open up your eyes and don't look away. I'm dripping down from the fangs. When I hear your name, I feel the pain. And I'm crawling on the floor just thinking that I'm a fool. But I watch myself and I stand again. After flying with angels, yeah. And I'm backing out the corner. But don't you think that I'm a runner? I'll be coming with my guns up, shooting at the moon to bring the sun up. Fall back and close your eyes. I'm out the bottom, you can hide me without. Come closer, say my name. Say it forever, we can run away together. Keep on crushing on a love like this, on a love like this, on a love like this, yeah. Keep on crushing on a love like this. We don't need to say the words, cause we're speaking nonsense.
Thank you. Lastly, I'd like to share with you my final student demo reel, compiled from all of the projects I've made over these last 2 years. It's been an absolute adventure, and I look forward to working on many, many more amazing things in the future. Thank you. Once again, my name is Matthew W. Moon, and if you'd like to chat, I'll be hanging around after the show. Before we go, there is one final thing we'd all like to share with you today. And if the entire DAD graduating class could come up on stage. Thank you. We'd like to send you off with a demo reel comprised of projects from all of our degree programs graduates. We hope you've enjoyed the show, and thank you once again for coming out to see us.
Just imagine a trip to a wonderful land, a candy and jam,
Hang on.
and ice cream.
There seems to be an error. That was not the demo reel, just so we're clear. I'd hope so.
Just
There we go.
imagine a trip to a wonderful land, a candy and jam, and ice cream.
I gotta hit that string, you better watch it. With a cat that attack with a full clip. I got the whip, got the pitch that I keep it undercover. All up in the cup, just to live it up. See the stone cold face, try to knock it. I keep it tight, never walk on the rocket. I got a beat in it, I got a grip in it, I got a beat.
All right, let's give a big round of applause for the DAD August 2017 Graduate Showcase presenters. Great job, guys. And another big hand for the graduating class, DAD August 2017. Congratulations, guys. I want to thank everyone for coming and everyone viewing online. Have a great day.